Welcome back, everyone. First of all, this weekend, Babbage versus Fisher. Now, I know a lot of people are shit on this fight. A lot of the sort of the hardcore fans shit on this fight for the level of it. But I don't think many people are really disputing the outcome. But, and listen, I can put my purist head on and I can talk about BAM last weekend. I haven't covered that. I was late getting to it, and everyone else has covered it. No point me covering it, really. So I can appreciate the performances of the likes of BAM and the like. But in terms of just on a personal level, on fights that have kind of got me excited and I'm really looking forward to seeing, Babbage Fisher, I've got to say, has really kind of stirred the interest in me, because I don't think anyone will doubt that for however long that lasts, in terms of entertainment, that's probably going to provide us with, and again, I'm not talking about this from a purist point of view, I'm talking about this from a pure, just fighting entertainment point of view. This is going to provide us with more than anything, possibly this year. Like I said, I can appreciate the purists, angle, and like I said, fights and fighters like, or the likes of BAM, amazing, fantastic, what a talent. But anyway, Babbage Fisher, I'm all over that. The reason is the main point of this video is to talk about the usual suspects: Simon Jordan, Spencer Oliver, talking about. They do their sort of weekly roundup type video, don't they? I think this one was released yesterday. Excuse me. And they were both talking about the Fury-Usyk rematch. And they both are of the opinion that they both believe Fury will beat Usyk in a rematch. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. Doesn't mean you have to agree. They're only opinions. So I'm going to play devil's advocate for just a second. Now, I can guarantee that post this video, I'll get a load of comments saying, "Oh, you're mad, you're a fucking idiot, you're a fool. Tyson Fury can never beat Alexander Usyk." And I'm not saying he does. Listen to me. Watch my lips. I'm going to play devil's advocate for a moment. So all of you that come back in the comments and say that clearly will not have either A, watched this video at all. I'm convinced a lot of people don't watch the videos at all. They go on a title, and off the title they come back with some poorly constructed, misunderstood, abusive and rude comment, of which I'm not going to bother giving the time to in a reply. So I'm going to, again, reiterate, I'm going to play devil's advocate. Now, they're of the opinion that Fury will beat Alexander Usyk in a rematch. Now, I'm going to just make a few points. Playing devil's advocate, so calm the fuck down. That, if we look at the first fight, if we look at Alexander Usyk, and we look at Alexander Usyk's pattern in fights, Alexander Usyk has a very obvious pattern which he uses, and he employs it absolutely fucking spectacularly, because it's been ultimately successful in many of his fights. He done it against Tony Bellew, employed it well there, and he employed it as well in the second Joshua fight, and he employed it against Tyson Fury. Now, the tactic is he will box within his capabilities for the first early to mid rounds, and the effect that will have is kind of twofold. One, it will give his opponent the impression, and give everyone the impression, and certainly on the cards, it will give his opponent the mid to early rounds. Now, his opponent will have to earn those mid to early rounds, and he'll have to earn them at such a rate that it will be a pace that is unsustainable for the opponent. So although the opponent, in this case, let's take Bellew and let's take Fury, it will give them success on the cards, and even in Fury's case, and in Bellew's case, and in other cases, it will give them success in the punches they land. Fury for 3 rounds was at times lighting Usyk up, but he was having to do it. Usyk was putting them in the position where to have that success, they were having to do it at such a rate that the rate of success was unsustainable and ultimately lead in their defeat or lead to their defeat. Fighters will have certain degrees of success during this period. I thought in the second Joshua fight that Joshua had success in the sort of early to mid rounds, that a lot of people will argue that no, he didn't win those rounds. I thought in those rounds that he made Usyk do the work on the outside. Joshua held centre ring, and although Usyk was landing flurries, Joshua was having success with the single shots. And depending on what you went for, those rounds could have been given either way. Me personally, I thought Joshua won quite a few of those mid rounds. Usyk then, as he does, goes up a level or 3, and he ran out 10, 11 and 12 emphatically. Fury had the same success, but to a far greater degree. He landed and did win those early rounds. Yes, he done them. To do that, he had to do it at a pace in which he couldn't sustain. And again, as he started to wilt and as the engine started to falter, Usyk caught him with that first shot and then went on to batter him in round 9, coming a 10-8 round, and again run out the win. He done it against Bellew. Again, Bellew won a lot of the mid rounds, but done it at such an unsustainable pace, it kind of got to him. And then the point in where the extent of the exertion started to take its toll, Usyk can then finish people with stiff jabs. He's done it to Bellew, he's done it to Dubois. So we know there's a very obvious plan. So in knowing that, you can combat that by first knowing it, and B, having enough physical fitness to overcome that to the point where Usyk cannot then go through the gears in the later rounds. If you're physically fit enough to compete with Usyk on the fitness level that Usyk then turns up to in those last rounds, you will have a chance of competing in those late rounds. The other thing is Tyson Fury, because this is the fight we're talking about. We're talking about Usyk Fury 2. Now, Fury has proved that Fury isn't a one-trick pony. Fury can change his style. We saw that in the first Deontay Wilder fight. He chose to box him on the back foot and be the kind of pure boxer and do it that way. In the second fight, he then went to walk forward aggressor. Now, some argue the point that Tyson Fury's decision to go on the front foot and be an offensive walk forward puncher, some people say he took on the Kronk style. Now, some people say he only did that because he doesn't have the physical attributes anymore to be the fleet-footed, pure boxer on the back foot. That remains to be seen, depends on whether you believe the argument or not. But we do know that Fury can change his style to combat the opponent. So it's not out of the way that a lot of people said Fury should have sat down more, been more aggressive, been more offensive. Sit down on his punches more, use his natural size, use his natural arguable strength advantage. I don't think Tyson Fury's physically any stronger than Usyk. I don't think Fury punches any harder than Usyk, but being a much heavier man, if you sit down on your punches and commit to your punches, they'll have more effect than if you decide to throw your power punches or throw your punches whilst being on a back foot, being up on your toes, not planting your feet and not setting yourself and not sitting down on your punches. So we know that Fury can change his style. We know that Fury can alter his style depending on who he's boxing against and what style he's boxing against. So do we think at this point Fury could improve on his physical fitness? I think he could. Whether it's enough to make a market improvement on the overall result, I'm not sure. Again, as we talk about the overall abuse Fury's put his body through the years, is he too far gone? I think possibly yes. So Would that make a difference? Could he improve his fitness any better? Could he make himself give himself the ability to fight at a higher rate for 12 rounds than what he showed first time? Who knows? I'm doubtful. But we do know he can adjust the game plan. We do know that he can have a different approach. And we do know that for at least 3 rounds, he was having his way. Yes, it was having his way at a work rate that was not sustainable for him, but nonetheless, he had his way. Now, people will say, oh no, and as I said, that is part of Usyk's plan. Was it part of Usyk's plan to get hit with the shots he got hit with? The uppercut, the shots to the body, the shots to the head that he caught? No, I don't believe that was part of Usyk's game plan at all. No one has a game plan of getting hit flush. So to say that that was by design by Usyk is kind of buying into Usyk's legend a little bit too much. Is Usyk the better fighter? Yeah. Well, that's arguable. Is Usyk the better boxer? Yes. Is he the better technician? Yes. At this point, yes. But, you know, the point of this video was to play devil's advocate and to sort of see and suggest if there were things Fury could do to turn the result the other way. Yes, there are things he could do to turn the result the other way. Does it mean they'll work? Does it mean he'll succeed in turning the result the other way? Again, doubtful. Most of us will probably say no. Simon Jordan and Spencer Oliver are in the other camp. They believe yes. But let's not forget they have been Fury sympathisers for a long while, haven't they? And they switched a little bit over the last 3 months. They switched a little bit, but now maybe it's time to go back to staunch Team Fury supporters as they've always been. So yeah, let me know what you think, because I know there are the cult will never be swayed Fury fans out there. So I'm sure you boys will probably believe that Fury can. And listen, there's nothing wrong with having an opinion. There's nothing wrong with having an opinion that differs from someone else's. And this is where some of you fans all get this a bit twisted. You start to get personal and you start to take it personally. We can be of differing opinions. We can have different thoughts. We can all look at things objectively and have a different output. It's all down to interpretation. So, you know, first off, don't get too upset because I've suggested Fury may have the ability to do things differently. And although I don't believe so, he may have the ability to make things different in terms of the outcome. Who knows? You know, but if you're of the opinion that he can, that's absolutely fine. And if you're of the opinion that, as me, my opinion is, personally, I don't believe at this point he can do enough to change the outcome. That's fine also. But let's do it with a touch of class, shall we? Let's do it peacefully in a respectful manner. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you all soon. I'm out.